Again, Francis Schaeffer, one of my favorite authors, he once said, people were not meant to exist cut off from sunlight and soil by steel and concrete. How we live and the world we surround ourselves in, our outer world reshapes our inner world. So if you're a person whose outer world, and you understand this living in your part of the world, why did the communists move people into those giant concrete and steel buildings that were horrible monotone colors? And because they understood, if you want to reshape people's inner worlds, you reshape their outer world. And so the beauty of living on some land, having a garden, caring for animals, is you can't escape thinking about things like death and suffering. And, this morning, it was 20 degrees outside here. So for you all, I guess Celsius wise, that might be like probably 4 degrees Celsius, maybe.
Yes, I think so. I always get stumbled by this,
And so, but animals still have to be fed. We heat with wood. So every fire I burn is time travel, because the wood I am burning is from a tree that started growing 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. So I'm burning wood from trees that grew before I was even born. So there's this inherent, if you do this right, just an inherent constant reminder of your own finiteness, your constant dependence on systems and things that predate you by hundreds, thousands of years. And the fact that everything I do is eventually going to pass to somebody else. I'm still called to be a faithful steward of what God has given me. But I just, like all of these plants and all of these animals, unless the Lord returns, will one day die. And also, from the dust I came, and from the dust I will return. So homesteading, farming, it leaves you with a constant sense of awe and humility. This is one of my favorite things. You're going to get me off on a topic I could waste the entire show on. But where does all of the energy for life come from? Most people never even think about these questions. Where does all of the energy for life come from? Comes from a giant ball, millions of miles away, a giant nuclear ball of flame hanging in the sky. And it shoots invisible things at our planet, shoots them across millions of miles of space. And some of these invisible things hit our planet. And if you and I were to lay outside in, we call it sunshine, would the sunshine help us? Almost at all. Very little. Like after an hour or two of being out in the sunshine, especially during summer in Romania or Kentucky, we would turn into potato chips. All of that incoming energy does nothing but damage almost everything it touches, except for one thing. These little green plants, these green plants that surround us, are the only thing in all creation who can take invisible energy from a giant ball of nuclear flame that flies across the solar system and hits our planet, and they turn it into sugar. And that's like where all of life starts for us. We are completely dependent on little green plants, or we would all die. And the little green plants are completely dependent on a giant ball of nuclear flame. And then even, the plants contain sugar. That's great. What do they do with that sugar? They trade it with little organisms we cannot even see, where these little organisms get the minerals and other nutrients out of the soil. And so all plants can do is get sugar. That's basically what plants are. They're sugar factories. And everybody else needs their sugar, but the plants need nutrients. They need phosphorus and potassium and calcium and other things. But the plants can't get them. And when you begin to study creation and realize the intricacy and the beauty and the glory of everything, a single inch of rain on an acre of land, I think is something like 500,000 pounds of weight. And that rain, 99.9% of the time, falls to the ground, not even damaging a blade of grass or a single petal on a clover. And it's 500,000 pounds. It just, you're constantly left with a sense of, again, what these people are lacking is this sense of transcendence, that life truly is a glorious miracle.